Hello, guys. Welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is the Rex Arthur Show, and this is the place of LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ perspective and a humanistic approach. And this is the LGBTQ website. Today, every week, we feature a new LGBTQ website. So that, why do we show you these websites? So that you can visit and you can find information concerning LGBTQ persons on the net. You know, the internet is a very good source of information. It's like a bookshop, it's like a library, it's like a market, it's like a TV station, it's like, it's a hub of data and knowledge. And it's very good to keep yourself up to date to the issues that affect LGBT guys. So today we are on what is called Pink News, and so sorry about that. There's these so-called pop-ups that appear on the on the screen. So I think I'm trying to find a way to do away with it. And yep, I got it. Thank you. Now, so today the website of the week is Pink News, and Pink News is today, the story is the Poland minister calls LGBT march a parade of sodomites. And wow, oh my God, homophobia, much as Europe is even free from homophobia, or the homophobia incorporated has collapsed in Poland, they are still homophobic. So there's a minister who has called the Pride March a parade of sodomites. And of course, sodomites is a very old word for describing homosexuals, describing gay people, because remember, the word comes from Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible, that was presumably destroyed because of homosexuality, which is not true. It was not destroyed for that. If you read Ezekiel in the Bible, it says they were destroyed for not being hospitable and being a bit too proud and a bit too lost in other things. But Ezekiel doesn't mention homosexuality. And even if it was homosexuality, it was an old name. If the word sodomite was not used in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, sodomite just meant a homosexual. And in Israel, they had so many sodomites. They worked in the temple. They were serving people, because the temple religion in the past was about sex. Today's religion, most of it is anti-sexual, especially Abrahamic religions, and especially Christianity and maybe a bit of Judaism, because Islam is a bit sexual in the sense that you can marry more than one woman. There are harems, but their sexual activity is very underground. They do not advertise it, so they are very closeted about it. That's why even LGBTQ issues will last appear strong in the Arab world, because it's already there. It's there, but they do it in secret. They hide in secret. Even they may have laws against it, but they don't talk about it. But the Christian society is different, and it was very anti-sexual, and so anything sexual was seen as evil. And so the LGBTQ movement in Europe has grown, should thank secularism so much, because it's secularism that helped people understand that homosexuality is normal. It is not a bad thing. And because homosexuality is biological, it is you get happy, you have orgasms when you have homosexual sex, just like we've done the video about lesbian sex. Lesbians are happy. Yes, even gays are happy. The same orgasmic joy that gay men have is the same straight men have. So it is normal. So there is nothing wrong with it. It was just that Christianity those days was so anti-sexual, and that anything to do with that. That's why this man he's an anti-sexualist. Yeah, he's just the Poland minister. So anyway, that's just a small story about sodomite. We'll talk about it on our theology and philosophy website channel. That's called Queering Theology and Philosophy. Then now we have gay people. Oh, another Malaysian minister is waking up. Oh, what has happened to ministers today? They are going crazy. Gay people have an organic disorder, says Malaysian minister. Oh my God. First of all, these people need to understand this guy is not gay. Because if you're gay and you can do your things well, orderly, you are healthy. For crying out loud. Alan Turing was the father of computer science, and he was gay. So how mad was he? Is it an organic? You know what they're trying to say? I think these are people who do not understand homosexuality. Homosexuality is sexual attraction. Same-sex attraction. A man attracted to a man. And who is a man? A man is a person with a penis. That is a man. That is the object, the organ that defines a man. That's what defines a male. And so, if a man is attracted to a man, it's not that he's sick. It is that he is homosexual. That's all. So, a disorder means that there is something wrong with a function. Now, if a homosexual cannot erect for a man, then there is something wrong. There is something wrong. If a heterosexual cannot erect for a woman, then there is something wrong. You see, that's what disorders. That's why erectile dysfunction is a disorder. But erectile functioning, be it heterosexual or homosexual, is orderly. This is what they need to understand. That sexuality is diverse. Why? Because human beings are diverse. And I'm going to do a video after this one. We're going to go into science of the human body. People need to understand that both men and women, we are all walking yin-yangs or yang-yin. We have both male and female hormones, and I'm going to show you because I'm getting tired of these ignoramuses just saying things they don't know without reading science. And I mean, of course, people will say, well, you're sounding too elitist because you're able to understand the science. No. If people cannot understand the science, people should learn how to live orderly. See? It's not about elitism. This is a fact. These things are there. Unless you're trying to say human beings are lower human beings. You see, that's what's it's going to create racism and a superiority complex, that people who are educated or who can understand something are better than those who can't. No. You as a minister, as a politician, you should always tell your people that everybody is equal. Even if they have differences. Just because a woman is different from a man, it doesn't mean she's not equal to him. She is equal. Because when you take a gun and you shoot that woman, she dies. When you take a gun and shoot the man, he dies. So So what does that tell you? Their sexuality has nothing to do with their humanity. They are humans because they all die. All humans die. All humans live. All humans eat. So that's what makes us equal. But we are not equal. We are different in some aspects, but that doesn't mean we are unequal. That doesn't mean. Because homosexuals also eat. Homosexuals also cry. Heterosexuals also cry. You know? Oh, anyway, we're going to deal with that. Don't worry. Now, then the pink news goes on. It's focusing on our friend Laverne Cox. We love her very much. A trans woman calls out police for dead naming transgender murder victims. Yeah, she's very busy. As you can see, Laverne Cox's story is a very nice story. When she started out as a male, she was assigned male. People used to say, "You're too girly," and they didn't like her. And then when she became a woman and transitioned to womanhood, they said, "No, but I think we should have been a man." And it's like, what? This is just too much. But what do you know what I stand with Laverne? You have a right to be who you are. And she's living it, and she's a trans woman. And thank you for fighting for transgender murder victims, which is a very sad thing that is happening in the world. Now, next is Trump White House issues anti-LGBT freedom to discriminate directive. Now, I'm so saddened by what is happening in America because Trump is thoroughly anti-science, and the Trump White House is thoroughly anti-science. They should not. Why are they doing this? Do you know why? It's political. The homophobes are on the side of Trump. It's a fact. Most of the evangelical pastors are on his side. And most of these pastors are known to be homophobic. Now, the problem with that is, number one, the White House relies on religion, which is biased. Religion is biased. That's the reason why there is a separation from state and religion, state and church, state and mosque. There has to be separation. Why? Because religion is biased. It is subjective. When you are a Christian, you will keep Christian values even when you are in office. That's why I am a supporter of secular government, and I'm very strong about it, to the point that you should hire people who are either secularists or are tolerant to all religions. Because when you have an interfaith person, or a person who is pantheistic, or a person who is tolerant to all religions, they do not discriminate. They do not discriminate against another religion. But if you take people who are biased, like what has happened in America, majority of if you look at the administration of Trump, majority of it is evangelical. I mean, which Muslim has Trump appointed in office? And Obama tried. He picked women. He picked black women, black men, Latinos, Latinas, gays, lesbians, transgenders. Why did he do that? He did that because he was diversifying. He was showing the country that the country is made up of different people who can work together. And that's the model Trump should have continued with. But Trump came in very more specific. He's more Christian, more theocratic. So he came with his band of evangelicals, and even if he's tried in picking women, like the CIA now is headed by a woman, but he has failed on the diversification side, because the only black person I know in his administration that is very powerful is Ben Carson. And like the Supreme Court now, Justice Kennedy resigned. He should have picked a black person. Yes, show people that you are also diverse. Pick a black person, liberal, but he can't because he knows he's there for party interests. And the party is known to support certain values and interests. So anyway, that's America. I can talk about America the whole day. Anyway, 2 Malaysian women to be caned for having gay sex. Can you imagine? This is so sad, happening in Malaysia. Why? Because they are also homophobic because of religion. See, religion is so anti-science. That's why I formed the Queering Theology and Philosophy channel to address the anti-science nature of religion, because religion is going to go extinct with such disasters. Okay, now let's go to trending. Why Drag Race Yuhua Hamasaki hasn't come out to her parents? Well, there is a drag queen. She hasn't come out to her parents. Wow, look at the eyelashes. Wow. Oh my goodness. She is so flamboyant, ready to declare that she can drag. Good. And good. Then we have I would want to read this, but in my view, yes, you can. Reason being lesbian is more of an activity. Being non-binary is more of identification. You see, identification does not necessarily mean what you do. You see, that's the issue why we have very many issues. People, when someone says, okay, I'm gay, and you haven't seen him have gay sex, you think he's not gay. And no, it's not. He's gay. He's gay by his word. And then there's some people, they don't even say they are gay, but they do gay things. And they have gay sex. So they are gay, but they will never say they are gay. And there are those who say they are gay and do gay things. So those are gay also. So you see, definitions are based on different things. And there are sometimes not all definitions are based on actions. Like when you are a citizen of a country and you're given an identification card, it's based on something. It's not necessarily based on what you do. You don't even have to pay tax to be a citizen. You just have to be born somewhere. Sometimes you have to be living in a place for a very long time and then you become a citizen. Other times you marry a citizen of that country. So that's how so the identification is not a singular definition. And so you can be lesbian and non-binary just as you can be gay and non-binary. Yeah, so I think, but we're going to read it. Let's see if you get a better one, we'll get. Y'all! Mulan is bisexual in Ralph Breaks the Internet, according to fans. Wow. I hope you remember this old... I forget the title of the animation. It was a very nice one. And now they're saying Mulan is bisexual. Yeah, bisexuals are very interesting people. I don't know how they live. It's so hard to be a bisexual, but it is possible. You see, you can love men and women. And what I mean by loving is sexual, erotic. You can fuck both of them. And that's what happens to bisexuals. And homosexuals are men who have sex with men or women who have sex with women only. And heterosexuals are men who have sex with women and women who have sex with men only. And they exist. But it doesn't mean... In fact, the bisexual phenomenon is more real. Actually, I say we are all bisexual, but some are straight and some are gay. What I mean by that, there are some people, even if they are bisexual, it doesn't mean they will have to have sex with the opposite sex if they are gay. and if they are heterosexual, they don't have to have sex with same sex, because it is normal. You can you can be bisexual, but you prefer being with the same sex. You can be bisexual and you'd prefer being with the opposite sex. So that's what I mean when I say we are all bisexual, but some are gay and some are straight. And now I've added a new one, that we are all intersex, because we all have the male and female hormones in us. Okay, so Carly Rae Jepsen performs a viral rainbow wig dancer. Performs with viral rainbow wig dancer. Sorry. Oh wow, Carly, we miss you. Here's my number. Call me. Yeah, so there's a small Welsh town set to host its first ever Pride event. And then we go on here. Petshire Pride Church of Scotland. Church of Scotland minister apologizes to LGBT community for cruelty and injustice. Wow, he's a very handsome minister. That's nice. Maybe we should get his number. Call me maybe. Yeah. Now, New York Yankees to hold significant events for the 50th anniversary of Stonewall riots. Thank you so much, New York Yankees, for remembering the struggle of LGBTQ persons. Then Manchester Pride forced to leave iconic gay village over property development. Oh my, you see? We also have issues in the LGBT community when it comes to finances. Sometimes we can be thrown out of an office. But this is over property development. So, sorry for them. Then watch the adorable moment young drag fan meets Courtney Act. And then next is the Italy's deputy prime minister calls gay parents unnatural. Can you imagine? This is just what's happening in Europe. It's so sad. It is just so sad. We need a very big cultural, social cultural revolution in the world. This is sad. Because gay parents are not unnatural. They are natural. It's just a joke. Now, LGBT Catholics told there is no room for them at Families Conference. There you are, you see. I like Pope Francis, but at this point, he's still not seeing it. He's still not getting it. Why? Europe doesn't understand family. Family setup is diverse, for crying out loud. Diversity is the principle of all principles. If you don't understand diversity, you will not understand anything. Anything. I'm telling you. If you understand diversity, you have understood the world. Everything, every cluster of things, there is diversity. So in a family, there is diversity. Families, not all families are the same. Even with you. You come from a family where there are 4 children, another family has 2 children, another family has 8 children, and then another family has 1 parent, another family has 2 parents, another family has 6 parents because the father married a woman who died, and then she left 2 children. Then he married another woman and she left 1 children and she also died. Then he married another one, and it's so diverse. And the LGBTQ parents are also they are gay parents. They are gay parents. I mean, you can have 2 men who take care of children. You can have 2 women who take care of children. Why are you discriminating against LGBTQ persons? Because if you discriminate against them in a family conference, it means you don't like them. You still have racism, you still have discrimination, you still have homophobia. Because you either have homophobia or you don't have it at all. And yes, it's like racism. You can say, okay, black people, you can have sex, but you can't have a family. You can't have a family because you're black. and it is a way of trying, when you control racial, is what you call racial regulation, whereby you want to make sure a certain race is small so that you can control them. Now, so what do? They create such things. This is what you call sexual orientation regulation. They don't want LGBTQ families to become the norm. So they do this by discriminating against them. Oh my, I can talk about this forever. But I'm so sorry. Pope Francis, please come up. Come up. You were doing so fine. Don't stop. Malaysian minister claims allowing people to be transgender would cause chaos in society. I mean, this guy, which planet has he come from? Guys, I think these days we need to tell politicians that if they don't know something about LGBTQ, don't open your mouth. Please leave that to the academics to talk to those who are ignorant. That includes religious leaders. The problem I have with scientists is they don't like talking to the world. They need to talk to the world, because don't we want to have order? I mean, which politician wants to keep on talking about sex? There are a lot of things to do. A lot of things to do in the countries where we belong and live. And if you keep on talking about sex this way, guess what? You will energize those people you're talking against. And you may energize them in such a way they will remove you out of power. So be careful. If you don't know something to talk, I don't know. Anyway, he has his freedom of speech, but he needs help to understand. 3/4 of LGBT plus women in Hong Kong have experienced domestic violence. Yes, it happens, especially if you're lesbian. And if you're a lesbian and a trans woman, you will go through a lot of violence because people don't understand you. They don't understand you, and that's a sad happening in Hong Kong. Mr. Gay Europe crowned Poland amid protests. Yeah, so there you are. Poland is attacking gays, but they're going on with Mr. Gay. Now, I have to let you know, Pink News is one of the most busiest websites in the LGBTQ internet sphere. So I think that's why the video is so long. They have a lot of stories, especially if you're on Twitter. You will always get Pink News posting like 10 stories at a go. So they really have a lot of sources on the ground. So I think I would give them marks for really standing up for LGBTQ rights all over the world. Well done, Pink News. You see, it's so long because, I have a lot to say. This clip of the first gay wedding on Australian TV is wonderful. Wow, there you are. You see, you can have a bearded, bare partner and a smooth face. They're so happy. Christian lobbyists fighting to keep gay cure therapy legal. There you are. The Christians are still not happy with gay people, and they think they can cure the gay. No, they don't cure the gay. They destroy the gay. They destroy them emotionally, psychologically, and they become, and even if you force them to get into the heteronormative life, they become bad heteros if they are to become one. I haven't seen one. I haven't met an ex-gay family yet. I remember in Uganda there were so many ex-gays who came out. There was one very handsome guy who said he's I think he was George something, and he came out and he was very vocal. Very handsome, by the way. I have to say it. And he was saying his ex, but I haven't seen him. I haven't seen his family. And I was just amused at his claim that he was cured. He wasn't cured. He's just bisexual. That's all. Same to Val. She's just a bisexual. She just decided to go back I mean, she's just decided to switch, not even to switch, just to go to the other house. You know, a bisexual is like someone who has two houses. One house is gay, one house is straight. So they stay in the gay house. There's some bisexuals who can stay in the gay house for 30 years, then they go to the straight house for 30 years. Then there's some who are straight for 30 years, then they go to the gay house for another 30 years. Then there's some who can live in the same houses, in and out. One time, next week, I'm going to be in the gay house. The other week, I'm going to be in the straight house. So, it's just, I'm not really, there's nothing like ex-gay or Q or gay. It's just a joke. Rugby player sent off for calling opponent a fucking faggot. Wow. You see how handsome they are, but they also, I don't know, we're going to talk about language, sex and language. Because of course in the playing ground, in the field, you're not supposed to be very foul-mouthed. You remember, those of you who watch football, soccer, the guys were very loose with their language because I think sometimes some language is sexual. You know, if you're a very sexual person, even if someone calls you a faggot, you feel very happy. I mean, you know, fucking faggot. There's some people who get orgasms just by what you say. But guess what? I think he had to be sent off because this is not the time for fucking or sleeping together. You're not having sex. You are playing a sport. So the most important principle is there is a time for everything. So sorry. Half of LGBT millennials haven't come out. Wow. This is the biggest news. I think I'm going to read this as we end this. Woman cut off by boyfriend's head and limbs before setting him on fire. Jesus Christ, on a wooden bicycle. My God. I thought these things only happen in Africa. Oh no, this is so strange. Wow. Entertainment. Ruby Rose deletes Twitter account after Batwoman backlash. Jack Whitehall playing Disney's first gay character in Jungle Cruise. A bag of sex toys shut down Berlin airport because staff thought it was a bomb. Oh my God. So paranoid. I know Europe right now, anything wrong that goes wrong, it's just terrorism. So sorry. A Naruto character just came out as non-binary. Congratulations. That's wonderful. And exclusive, True Love or True Lies, gay couple happy to be evicted. Wow. I think this is some Big Brother house. Twinks for Trump found a loser's job after appearing on white nationalist podcast. Oh no. What happened to this twink? Well, you know, as I've said, there are LGBTQ people who are on the side of Trump, just as there are LGBTQ people on the sides of the Democrats. You can be LGBTQ and be in any party. You should not be denigrated or discriminated because you belong to any party. However, there are some parties that have problems, and one of them is white nationalists. White nationalists are actually racist. They declare it, and they should be the. Of course, there's black nationalism, but you see why the blacks in America can claim to be nationalists and not racist is because they are the ones suffering. History is on their side that they are being oppressed. But for the white population, history is not on their side. They were not oppressed. Everything was for them. And so it's weird if you become a white nationalist. It's like you are enforcing oppression on black people again. You see? That's why I support Black Lives Matter. Have you noticed there's no White Lives Matter? Why? They already mattered. They already mattered. You see, the reason why there's Black Lives Matter, it means there is a system or section in the society whereby they believe black lives do not matter. That's the issue. And so you come out and say it. That's why LGBTQ people have pride. We have pride not because it's because we're not being recognized. So we come out and say, I am LGBTQ and I'm happy and I've accepted myself as that. That's why there's LGBTQ pride. There's no need for straight pride. They're already proud. They're already happy. They're living their lives. But LGBTQ people are being oppressed for being LGBTQ. So they have to come out and say that's why pride is there. And people, Christians say, oh, you guys, all you saying, you're proud, and the word of God says you should not be proud. It's an abomination to be proud. And no, this is English. Your father or mother says, I'm proud of my children. Have they sinned? Which abomination have they committed saying that they are proud of their children? No, when someone says, I'm very proud of you, he's saying, I'm very happy. You make me feel good. And that's what LGBTQ pride is. It's not the literal pride whereby you're flamboyant and showy. No. Oh, people are so... I'm so sorry. Pink News is so long a website, so forgive me. Time, I didn't know it's going to take this all time. But I knew it because I know Pink News. They have a lot of news. Police aren't respecting the names of transgender victims and it may delay justice. School fires lesbian guidance counselor because she's not a good role model. Oh goodness. 22% of Latino millennials identify as LGBT. That's nice. And landscaper turns away gay couple and calls their marriage a perverse delusion. Oh no. And Scotland's only trans councillor leaves role after death threats. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's the price we pay. People are still... slowly by slowly they will accept, but we have to pay some prices. Homelessness minister, how will we get vulnerable LGBT people off the streets? Yes, this is a very important subject. LGBT people are denied homes simply because they're LGBTQ. And homelessness is bad because it encourages crime. It encourages a lot of disorder, idleness. It encourages even sickness because people become ill because of being in bad weather. It's not a good thing, and most LGBT people are homeless, and because they are LGBTQ. This is what I would do personally. I would form housing systems for LGBTQ persons, build LGBTQ housing estates, and put all LGBTQ persons there, and to protect them and if they are finding themselves in trouble, of course. Or alternatively, just give everybody a job. Or alternatively, give people basic income. Those who don't have jobs can have enough money to rent a house, enough money to buy food. And those who have jobs can still get that income. That's what I would do. Man's back broken in suspected hate crime robbery after Pride in London. Wow. Meet the wives behind the thriving creative content agency working for Lacoste and New Balance. Wow, these two are wives. They're married. They follow each other wherever they go. Lesbian shares heartwarming Twitter post about trans women. Congratulations, finally. Oh, there was a very bad war between lesbians and trans women because lesbians feel that trans women are not women. They are women. Trans women are women. They are a special kind of women. And we're going to do this video, just to cool down the people out there. Okay, oh no, this is too much. I think you just have to read, you have to go through Pink News. I don't want to go through every article. You see, they even have religion. Pussy Church of Modern Witchcraft, a church of anti-trans witches, has been recognized by the U.S. government. My God, have mercy. They are just looking for trans witches. Oh no. And USAG, Pink News, you can watch a lot. Let's go to sports. NFL to set have male cheerleaders for the first time. Congratulations. Yes, we exist. I used to be a very hot male cheerleader. I used to shout a lot, and I loved cheerleading. And it used to be seen to be a ladies thing until I came. No, I'm just joking. It's just that there are also males who can cheerlead, but it's going to be very interesting. Wow, can't wait to see that. And okay, of course, there's a lot. Stonewall, Paddy Power, potential dangerous gay footballer stand. What did they do? Oh, I think they put the rainbow somewhere. Okay, Paddy Power. He always has problems. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us and seeing Pink News. Go and visit the website. I would have gone through an article, but I do not have time to do that. So, I really wanted to. There's one story I wanted. Yes, this is the one I wanted. And we can conclude by looking at it very well. And wow, is it loading? I don't know. It is not loading. Goodness me. Wow. I think this just means we will not go through an article as we wanted to. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Half of LGBT millennial adults haven't come out. I want us to go through this and before we conclude. Now, of course, this is an ABC Australian survey, thank God, that nearly half of LGBT employees in US hide their sexuality at their place of employment. Beautiful research. Yes, I agree with this because many people, they are LGBT employees who have to hide their sexuality. This is very understandable. I would refer you to my other video where I say to come out or to stay in. My advice to LGBT persons in homophobic countries, if you want a job, it's advisable you stay in. Especially a job that is non-LGBTQ themed. And of course, there is exceptions. Like personally, I came out even in my profession. I'm a lawyer by profession, but I'm not working because one of the reasons could be I'm out as gay, so that's why. But I know what I'm doing because just like the feminists have there's what you call feminist jurisprudence, and what is coming up right now in the world is what I'm calling queer jurisprudence. And I want to go and talk about this, but in my lawyer page, and to show people that there is what you call queer jurisprudence or LGBTQ jurisprudence. This is judicial thinking and theories based on sexual identity. And that's why I'm out and there are very many lawyers who can be LGBTQ, but they're not out. You can't even get them. You talk about lawyers are the best in covering up anything. And I just was an exception because when I came out, I was so happy about it. And I didn't mind telling people who I am. But there was a cost I paid for that. And one of the costs I am seeing is I couldn't get a job. So these days, I'm a vlogger, I'm a blogger, and I'm a musician. And I can do other things, other odd jobs. That's how I get my little money to survive. And of course, I'm trying to still improve the income sources because they're not enough to sustain the activities that have to go on. And but if I was in the closet, I would have, oh my goodness, I know I would have done a lot. Yes, and you wouldn't have known me that I'm gay because I was a very shy person. But I know I'm not angry that I'm out. I know what I'm doing, and I'm using You see, you've got to use your identity. When you're out, use it to your best of ability. When you're in, use it to the best of your ability. So, this is why these millennials, 18 to 29, have not come out, have come out to themselves, but not to anyone else. So what does this mean? You can go and talk to somebody and say, ask him, are you gay? And they say, no, I'm not gay. But do you know what? They are gay. But because they've said no, you have no authority to say they are not gay or they are not. You have no authority. Absolutely none. So these are closeted individuals. As we said, China has 70 million LGBTQ persons. And it's only, I think, 15 million. I did the video about that, the demographics. Only 15 million are out. Can you imagine? Out of 70 million. Now, what about Africa? Africa is almost 1 billion now. So, you can also say in Africa, there are roughly 100 million LGBTQ persons. Yes, I know it. I'm in Africa. But, do you know how many of them are out? Very few. What about the Arab world? Oh my goodness, the Arab world is almost 900 million. And guess what? They have been LGBTQ for thousands of years. Thousands. But when you go to the Arab world, you will never know who is gay. Very hard to know. It's so hidden, you will waste your time asking people, are you gay? Are you gay? They know how to communicate to each other. They are so underground. So, what does that mean? Majority of them, in fact, very few Arabs are out. But this is not the same in the West. And so I think what's happening in the West, the West may be going through a challenge. And the challenge is that one half of the society is still homophobic. The majority of the society is homophobic. So what is happening is the millennials are cleverly going back into the closet so that they can keep their sexuality in a private issue. But the problem of that is that it will slow down openness in other countries that are homophobic and should come out to support LGBTQ. I mean, to let LGBTQ people out. Why am I saying that? Because in the LGBT community, HIV and AIDS is the thing that has ravaged most persons of the community. And not only that, there are very many other STDs. Now, if you do not know that population, you are doomed. There is no fighting HIV. That's why some pessimists have said that the fight for HIV is just a long way off. The dream that was declared in Amsterdam that it's going to end. Of course, it's good to dream and plan, but the reality on the ground is, as long as you're working in places of dark data, closeted populations, you are not going to be able to solve the problem. And that's what is happening now in the West. And the atmosphere around the country's LGBTQ was negatively affected by the same-sex marriage postal vote last year. That's Australia, which gave rise to poisonous anti-gay rhetoric despite the eventual victory for equality. Yeah, you see, this is the problem we're having in the world, is that when LGBTQ people are now being allowed to engage, but there's a section of society which happens to be very big or equally the same size as the LGBTQ that is fighting anyone who's LGBTQ. So there's still some toxicity. But what I know, as we continue progressing, especially scientifically and technologically, the homophobia levels are going to reduce. They are going to be very small. Now, look at this. Young bisexual men are the least likely to come out publicly, with gay men and lesbians twice as likely to take the often terrifying step. Yes, this is very true. Very good research. Most bisexual men I know their partners, their opposite sex partners, do not even know they're bisexual. It's that they know how to hide. Actually, the best hiders to me are bisexuals. The best. They know how to hide it. Gay men and lesbians tend to come out because they are not bi. That's it. Gay and lesbians are not bisexuals. They are homosexuals. And homosexuals tend to be very flamboyant people. And that's why they are like twice as likely to come out. And what a terrifying step. Yes, it is terrifying. But for me, I didn't feel terrified. I was so happy. I just came out, and even when I was with my family, I told them, you know what, I'm gay, and I know, and I love it, and I will live my life. Of course, we fought. And it was a war. I look back at it and I just laugh because, and I just say, I'm happy. I'm still happy with my gay life, even though I've had challenges and struggles because of it. Now, let's read something. There's something very important I've read there. Not that one. There's something I saw very interesting. Yeah, but for bisexual men, it's completely invisible. There's a lack of role models. Yes, one of the reasons why there are very few bisexuals who are out is they lack role models. But I wouldn't say that's the issue. I think bisexuals, their nature is very, the bisexuality is viewed in invisibility. It's a very invisible, because I don't know how to put it. Because if you're a bisexual, you can have a threesome. You can have a threesome. You, your dude, and your chick, and you have your threesome. But if there's no threesome, the bisexual will have sex with his guy one day, then the other day he will have sex with his chick, or the same day he can have sex with his chick. Now, what does that mean? That means that the two events are not connected. So that means that is already a basis of invisibility. The two events are not connected. Even if you sleep on the same bed, the two events are not connected. So that's why it's called bisexuality. It's like double sexuality. You're a double-sexed person. And some people even say it's diablos. It's like the devil. Because the devil and knows good and evil. But even God knows good and evil. Yeah, so it is double life. We are all double life people. And that's what I said. We're all double life, but some of us are gay and some of us are straight. Yes. Some of us love the gay life. If you are, and you go and do your gay life and you're not bothered with the opposite sex. And others like the straight life. That's what I said. But it's my principle is just my principle. It's my observation of life. So anyway, I think bisexuality is shrouded in invisibility completely. But the lesbians, gays, and transgenders especially transgenders, are the most open. Transgenders are the most open. Especially if it's a transgender who has not really done a good transition. Yes. Sadly so. If you're a transgender, I would advise you to do a very good transition to the point that nobody even can tell you are trans. Yes. When you do that, then you have won. You also become invisible. Because there are some transgenders who are they can't hide their femininity, and they are still looking male, you know. And so you wonder what's wrong. I mean, this is supposed to be a woman, but she's wearing male clothes. But someone who has done a very good, like what happens to Caitlyn Jenner. People look at Caitlyn and they feel like, I remember someone when she had her TV series, someone just told me, "Oh my God, why is she doing this? Not even why is he doing this?" And I said, "No, that's she is expressing herself, and she is transgender, and they couldn't accept it. Why? Because she still looks masculine. You see, if she looked so feminine, and I think that's what's going to happen. Transitions will make people look so feminine. But I don't agree. You can be transgender and you're masculine, and you can be transgender and even transition to be feminine. Okay. I think we have really talked about this topic so much. I was running down to look for comments, and because that's what I love when I go through websites, but they are not here. I think also Pink News has also discarded the comment section. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I didn't want to take that long, but guess what? That's Pink News. That website is always long like that. And thank you for joining us, and have a good day.